Imagine a life where the weight of shame holds you back, where a deeply personal struggle silences your voice and limits your potential. We've all carried this weight in one form or the other, haven't we? A struggle that feels like a private storm, isolating us from the world. Now, imagine something radical. What if this storm held within it a silver lining? What if the very source of our shame could be transformed into our greatest strength? Good evening. I am Hansika Reddy. Shame is something we all face. For years, it held me back. But confronting it changed my life. Tonight, I'll share with you how it can change yours too. At 14, I was battling a condition that few dared to speak of: bedwetting. It wasn't just a physical challenge, it was a source of shame. To manage it, I deprived myself of water, battling dehydration and constant headaches, all to avoid the humiliation of being discovered. I hid the struggle from everyone, believing it was a flaw that defined me. Then came the doctor's verdict. The condition wasn't medical. It was rooted in stress. That realization didn't just change how I approached the issue. It redefined how I viewed myself. I began to see how the shame I carried wasn't a barrier, but a mirror reflecting the pressure to conform to the expectations of society and family. For instance, my parents lovingly insisted I wear a bindi and bangles every day, symbols of our rich cultural heritage. Yet, to me, they felt like a daily reminder of how I fully couldn't be myself. While I understood their intentions, these expectations added to my stress. The weight of trying to meet every expectation became more stressful, feeding a silent shame about my identity. One day, I decided to confront my shame, not with defiance, but with honesty and courage. I sat with my parents and shared how these expectations and daily rituals, though steeped in meaning, contributed to my stress. I expressed my desire to share our culture in a way that felt authentic to me. It wasn't easy, but that conversation unlocked a new dynamic in our relationship. Slowly, I began to let go of the expectations that didn't serve me, reclaiming a sense of self that was true and empowering. Through this journey, I learned something profound. Shame thrives in silence, but it loses its power when we confront it head on. When I embraced my vulnerabilities, I discovered an inner strength I didn't know existed. I realized how shame is a catalyst for growth, a silver lining in disguise. Let me explain the silver lining in 3 ways. Lessons I learned from my personal journey that you can apply in your own life too. First, shame builds resilience. The challenges we hide often test us in ways that build unshakable resilience. My journey with bedwetting taught me to navigate discomfort and stress, and that resilience became a foundation for future success. What's hidden in your life that, when faced, could strengthen you? Second, shame sparks authenticity. When we confront our struggles, we align with our true selves. By stepping away from societal pressures, I discovered my voice and my unique path. Shame, when reframed, becomes a guidepost to living authentically. Third, shame connects us. By sharing my story, I discovered how vulnerability fosters connection. Shame isolates us, but openness bridges that gap, inviting others into our journey. When we share our hidden struggles, we inspire others to embrace their own. Imagine a world where shame no longer silences us, but instead becomes our source of strength. A world where our hidden struggles are seen as stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. That's the silver lining of shame. It holds within it the seeds of transformation. So I ask you, what's the weight you've been carrying in silence? What's your hidden struggle? And more importantly, what's the silver lining waiting to be discovered in it? Today, I invite you to take the first step. Start a conversation with a trusted friend, with a loved one, or even with yourself. Share your story, confront your shame, and begin your journey towards turning it into your greatest strength. Because shame, when faced with courage, can build a foundation of a life lived fully and authentically. So let's break our silence and unlock our silver linings together. Don't let shame define you. Let it transform you. Thank you.